In a quiet village surrounded by fields, Youssef lived with his parents in a small mud house. His father, Uncle Hamid, was a simple farmer, while his mother, Fatima, had been ill for years and could hardly move. Youssef grew up watching the exhaustion on his father's face and the faint smile on his mother's lips. His heart was filled with love for them and a deep sense of responsibility. While the children of the village played by the river, Youssef spent most of his days helping his father in the fields, gathering firewood, or cooking for his mother when her illness worsened. Despite the family's poverty, Youssef felt like the richest person alive, because he had parents who prayed for him every night. When Youssef turned 18, he began thinking of traveling to work outside the village, but his mother could not leave her bed, and his father grew older each year. One night, his father said in a faint voice, "My son, if you wish to travel, then go. We don't want to hold you back from your future." But Youssef smiled, kissed his father's hand, and said, "You too are my future. My happiness is here beside you." Those words were like a balm that healed his parents' hearts, but they also placed a heavy responsibility on Youssef's shoulders. The years passed, and the family's poverty deepened, but Youssef never left his parents. Instead, he invented simple ways to earn money. He made straw baskets, sold fruits in the market, and worked in harvest seasons for others. People admired his honesty and dedication, saying, "If loyalty had a face, it would be Youssef's." One day, a caravan arrived in the village led by a wealthy businessman named Abdullah. He was searching for trustworthy people to work on a large agricultural project he intended to build in the area. Abdullah had heard from the villagers about a young man named Youssef, honest, loyal, hard-working, and quiet. He asked to meet him, and Youssef came wearing his simple clothes and carrying his calm, steady gaze. Abdullah looked at him and said, "Will you work for me, Youssef?" Youssef replied, "I cannot leave my parents, sir. If you want me, allow me to stay close to them." Abdullah smiled and said, "He who remains loyal to his family remains loyal to his work. You will work with me, and I will make sure the job is near them." And so began a new chapter in Youssef's life. Abdullah gave him a simple position, but over time he noticed that Youssef worked as if collecting stars, not crops. He arrived before everyone, left after everyone, oversaw every detail, and treated the workers like his own brothers. Day after day, whenever a problem arose, Youssef was the first to find a solution. Whenever the project faced a setback, he was the one who stood to fix it. Abdullah grew greatly impressed and eventually appointed Youssef as the general manager of the project. His salary improved, and he built his parents a small, beautiful house. He provided his mother with proper medical care, and her health improved for the first time in years. Every time he saw her smile, he felt as though blessings descended upon him from the heavens. 10 years later, the project grew, and Youssef's skills grew with it. He became an expert in agriculture, investment, and management. Abdullah relied on him more than a father relies on his son. One day, Abdullah gathered his papers and announced his retirement. Then he said to Youssef, "My son, you are not an employee to me. You are the son I never had. Take half the company. You helped me build it." Youssef was shocked. His eyes filled with tears as he kissed the old man's hand. Within a few years, Youssef transformed the agricultural project into a network of companies that included factories, markets, and major farms. Profits poured in until he became one of the wealthiest billionaires in the country. Yet despite all this, money never changed him. He ate with the workers, donated generously to charities, and spent every night by his parents' feet, telling them about his day. When his parents passed away, Youssef wept for them like a child who had lost his heart. Months later, he built a free hospital for the poor in their names, Hamid and Fatima Charity Hospital. people from surrounding villages came to receive treatment at no cost. In his final days, Youssef sat on the balcony of his home, watching the sunset, and said to those around him, "I did not achieve all this because I am intelligent, but because I never lost my mother's prayer, nor broke my father's heart. Whoever honors his parents, the world opens its doors to him." Youssef passed away after a long life of giving, and his name remained spoken in the village. Youssef, the man who was born poor, died wealthy, and stayed kind to the very end.